Welcome back, everybody. I'm Houston.
I'm Landry.
And today we're going to be talking about the Golden Globes, and specifically why it's on a decline.
Yeah. And really, award shows in general, I think.
Yes, award shows in general have always been on a steep decline since, I want to say, about the beginning of 2020 or 2021.
Yeah.
First, it's with the Will Smith slap.
Well, that actually probably... That was
hilarious.
That was the first exciting
That was the
moment
best-
in an award show in a while.
Best thing I've ever seen in my life, man. All my birthdays combined did not reach that level of joy and excitement. I was just like, this is hilarious.
It's the drama we need.
It's the drama we need. It's the drama we want. It's the drama we need to see on stage everywhere. Yes. Just kidding. Don't go around.
No.
Now, I'm not saying go around slapping people. I'm saying to the celebrities.
We
go around, slap each other.
We are not saying violence is good. That is not what we're saying.
We're not endorsing violence, but I must admit the Will Smith slapping
funny.
Chris Rock was just
funny.
so out of the blue and so funny.
Yeah.
Chris Rock's joke wasn't even that funny, to be honest. But anyways, that's not the point of today's episode. The Golden Globes, as you may have heard of or not heard of. I mean, I didn't know that they were back until he told me.
Yeah, I didn't know until after it had happened, though, I don't think.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So the Golden Globes, if you didn't notice, which a lot of people didn't, are back because they had to take a year of a break because they were dealing with pandemic and racist stuff.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Boy, part of it was pandemic, and then I think it was like there was a boycott going on from what I heard. So, but it's back this, or it was back
it's
this
back,
year,
sort of. But here's why. So in 2019, the Golden Globes, when it aired, it had what was the number? Landry?
like 19 million viewers.
19 million viewers. Now, this year, however,
We looked this up.
We've done the research. We've Googled it.
Had 6 million viewers.
6.9 million viewers.
Oh, 6.9, okay.
So roughly 7 million.
Okay.
And even though that is still a lot,
Yeah.
the difference
It's-
between 19 million viewers in 2019
Right.
and then 7 million
Is
in 2023 is huge.
Yeah.
Like, Landry, what was the viewer count for the TCU versus Georgia game? I'm sorry, TCU fans, we have to bring this up.
sad. It was 17 million viewers.
17 million. And the game was bad.
It was a bad game.
It was a very bad game.
Still very
and it
sad.
still had more viewers than the Golden Globes.
Yeah.
And I just think that is the best thing
Still,
ever.
yeah. It's.
Oh, boy.
I think it's so. Here's my.
Hot take, you could say. Hot take,
Yeah.
your opinion on it.
Yeah, my opinion on it. I think it's because award shows are just getting like redundant, just very redundant.
Very
like same thing every
very
year. You know,
repetitive.
you get a lot of the same,
A lot of the
same people too.
famous people all in one room, and
You
you're just
nominate-
like,
you-
get an award.
And you nominate the people especially you nominate people who are kind of expected to nominate. You know, then people win. You give out a trophy, and then that's it. And it happens every year.
What originally started as a celebration for the art of cinema and film
Right.
acting has now become so
Boring.
so boring at this point. And you're just like, you give an opening speech,
think
you
there's-
do some stuff.
I think there's too much drama
Too much
that happens.
Too much fake drama
and
too.
yeah, a lot of fake. Yeah. And I think that there's just like, how do you put this? I think it's people are just moving away from like live award shows and are moving towards different like types of awards. I don't know.
And I'm very happy about that because it's about time we realize that we don't need to be following celebrities' lives 24/7, 365. They're not like angels. They're not like celestial beings.
Right.
They just happen to be good
I think the age of social media has actually as many times as people say social media glorifies people more. I think it's actually introduced more of like making people seem human too, because you start to you get to view more of people's lives.
Oh yeah, their lives are out in the open for everybody to see.
When you have like you just know more about celebrities now, and so they seem less like these massive figures than they probably used to, which I think that was part of why the award shows were so big, because it was like these big
these
names
big
going
names
against each other.
going against each other to get an award, and the awards presented prestige. It was like virtue, but now it's just like it's not the same anymore because these people are going around flaunting their celebrity-iness, and I'm very happy that people are now realizing that this is boring, and we're tired of it.
Yeah.
And so moral of the story.
Yeah.
Boring.
Yeah, boring. Just kind of boring. No, I don't think people really care anymore.
Yeah,
about who wins the Golden Globes.
That's why I'm not surprised so many people were like, "Whoa, the Golden Globes are back."
Yeah, and well, not even like they were just like, "Oh, that's cool."
They left.
Yeah, I didn't even realize it had left. That's actually kind of insane. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, now we're going deeper into the Golden Globes.
So first, before we get into more of like the controversial aspect,
the one
I would like to give a shout out to my boy Austin Butler for his performance or for his Golden Globe win
of Elvis
for his portrayal in Elvis dub.
I will say one thing: I am a little freaked out that he is now acting a little bit more like Elvis in public, like in the interviews.
Well, I think so. He kind of gave a backstory about that because people are kind of like, "Why do you still talk like that?"
Why?
He's saying it's because he before they started filming in 2020, because they were supposed to start filming in 2020.
COVID-19 pandemic happened.
He was already practicing the voice for a year and a half before that.
Oh.
Then it got delayed, so he was practicing it for all that time. And then they actually started filming, so he was actually acting the voice for all that time. So that he's been doing it for so long now.
It's become
that it's
like a norm?
He's been practicing it and then acting it out for so long. It's like he's been working on this movie for years now. So
that is a huge, huge danger, and it's because of new method acting. It's because the way people are acting on television now is because they want it to be so natural that it eventually becomes a part of them.
Yeah,
that's why there are so many actors who go insane because this acting is making them feel things that they shouldn't be feeling.
Yeah,
and it's crazy, but
shout out Austin Butler.
But he did a good job.
Yeah,
and I guess at the end of the day, a person's mental health doesn't matter. It's if they do a good job in a movie. That's what matters. I'm joking, by the way. I need to say that now because I don't want to get sued.
But yeah, so there's that, and then
the really controversial part.
Yeah,
take it away.
So Peter Evans
That's
in the Dahmer show won one. I didn't really watch that, but I do know what it was about.
I mean, how could you not know what it's about?
This topic, actually, I've seen a lot of different sides, like people who would usually disagree with each other are pretty in agreement on this issue of they don't like the idea of him being glorified. Or the result of him of what this has become. I don't think that's what it was supposed to be. But
I definitely do not think that anything to do where it kind of glorifies a serial killer deserves any nomination of any kind. No matter how good the cinematography is, no matter how good like the dialogue is, no matter how good the acting is, it's still creating this toxic storyline. I'm saying toxic, but I don't think that's the right word.
I think it went into his from what I saw, I guess the show went into his background, like in his childhood and stuff, and it was supposed to highlight like the traumas in his childhood or whatever. But I think the problem with it is
he still went on to go do more evil things.
And what the problem is, it made it seem like he was a victim, I think is what people were saying. And people were saying that's not a good thing because he still did these horrible things.
So they're victimizing the guy who killed people.
Right. And so there's that issue I think there's that issue of it, and then there's the issue of like the actual families who really went through this. A lot of them were actually portrayed without their consent of being portrayed. They essentially didn't give their permission to be portrayed in this show, and they were in.
That's just a huge invasion.
Really. Yeah, and there's what the victims' families are saying is it made them have to like relive a lot of that.
I don't think there's anything in the legal sense that technically goes against that, but
it's more of the human.
It's
more of the ethics.
It's bad manners, really.
Yeah,
it's not ethically okay to go and do something like that because these people now have to be known like, oh, this is happening, and now everybody kind of knows
Right.
it because it's a Netflix show.
Well, it was like they were put in the spotlight back in the 90s when this happened.
and then now they're being put in the spotlight again
Right,
on a show
in a
that
whole-
they didn't even know would exist.
like with a whole new generation. So I think that I don't want to necessarily blame Evan Peters or Peter Evans.
Oh
Sorry.
no, I don't want to blame the actor.
Not necessarily.
Well, actually,
I mean,
am
maybe
gonna
a
blame-
little bit.
I am going to blame the actor because
he could've-
He could have known. He could have just said, "I'm gonna opt out of this and just
He
not
could've.
do it." But he
but
still did it.
he's less to blame than the actual producers. But I do think that there is a level of
Oh yeah, writers, producers, directors,
Yeah.
everyone else.
people who decided to move forward. Like
Everyone who decided this was okay, you all share the same level of fault here
yeah,
because you all went along with this and you all said, it's okay. It's not okay.
yeah,
It's not okay.
yeah.
But anyways, I don't think he should have won that Golden Globe.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, we didn't watch the Golden Globes
No,
because
absolutely not.
this is just stuff we're getting from headlines
yeah.
because
We actually just found about. I just found about the Peter Evans thing today. So
would you looky there? Bada bing, bada boom. Anyways, that is our episode for the day.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. I'm Houston,
and I'm Landry.
and this has been us critiquing the Golden Globes. Bada bing, bada boom, baby. You're still here and you haven't liked or subscribed yet? Start the video over and try again, Buster. Come on.
What are you doing?
This isn't a charity.